welcome to the cottage. I am Babs with Cottage Rogue. This is my 12th Flosstube and the 1st of February in 2025. And I am super excited because my birthday is on Tuesday. I am going to be starting a birthday sale called #Babs Birthday Sale. And it'll be with Heart Sampler by Bad Vibes Only. And I actually have my stuff. I'm going to start this on Tuesday, and I'm so excited. And I am using fabric by Black Dahlia Fabrics. This is Nekomata, I believe. It's this beautiful pink color. And then I am also using these blue flosses and this bone colored one here. I think it'll be absolutely gorgeous. I love this. Here we go. This is better. I think this will be a beautiful. Now, the original pattern is pink on pink on pink with a little bit of red. So I wanted to make it stand out a little bit more, so that's why I chose blue. And I do know that Cass with Dances with Floss will be joining me on this on #Babs Birthday Sale. We're also kind of rolling it into a Galentine's sale as well. So if this is something you would like to do for either Galentine's or for Bab's birthday, then please feel free to let me know. I'm curious to know like what kind of fabric you'll pick, what your flosses, what they'll look like. Tag me on Instagram at Cottage Rogue. I would love to see this. But I am starting this on Tuesday and I can hardly wait. Yay! So I had to share that right away here first. First thing. Well, let's go ahead and go over the end of January. I know January I was pretty busy, so I didn't get to stitch as much as I wanted to, but I do have a few stats for you that I did keep track of. So this January I had 7 new starts. I had 0 finishes, but I did have 1 finish for now, and that was the Stitch for Pride 2025 Eliabus little motif. And so I did finish that in January, and now that it's February 1st, I have my next one, which I'm very excited about, but I'll talk more about that one once it comes up, or once I start working on it. Then I also had 7,091 monthly stitches. That's a combination of tent and full cross. And I stitched for 22 days out of 31. So, and I didn't stitch yesterday, the last day. And it's just, January is always really tough for me, just because it's, where I live, it's the middle of winter, it's after the holidays, everyone's exhausted. Usually we don't see the sun for days on end. It's just, it's stitching has helped me a lot, but sometimes there are days where I just can't do it. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to see what February brings, because usually the weather's crazier, but we get a lot more sun, which I appreciate. Even if it's absolutely frigid cold, there's sunshine and I thrive off the sunshine. So I'm very excited about that. But those are my stats, and let's go ahead and talk about what I worked on. So my previous episode, I had mentioned only working on maybe 3 things, maybe 4. I ended up working on 3 things, and one of them was my last whip go for January, and I did complete it. I got my 500 stitches. My whip go, this particular one for January, was Santa's Arrival Stocking. I'll pull this up here. This is a kit from, I believe this one is 2002, designed by Frenck, and it's a dimensions kit. Yeah, 2002. So here's what it will look like. And this is what I stitched. So I stitched working on the deer there. And I did some of the background. Now, this is a combination of a full cross in the deer and then tent stitch or half stitch over here in the snow. I love that. I know a lot of these older dimension kits will not only have a lot of back stitching, which this one does, but it will also have a lot of the tent stitch or the half cross, because it adds a little bit more dimension to it, and it's just you're able to see some of the white fabric through the stitches, which since it's snow, it makes sense to me. I love it. So this is great, but I have finished this for right now. I will most likely bring this back out when it gets closer to the Christmas holidays. And but I'm very happy that I did that. So January WIPGO goals completed. I got at least 500 stitches on both of them, and I am so excited about it. And then I also worked on my Art Nouveau train by Stitching Land. And I don't have a before picture, but this one, when I started last time, I had finished the pale yellow that went all the way around and in the flowers here. And this time I added on this side the very light gray, which there wasn't a lot of stitches for that. I added, oh, and there's some light gray up here. And then I added this blue on both sides. And then, I don't know if you can tell, but there's this very pale brown that actually kind of comes up. And then we have this little pyramid here at the top, comes around. Well, actually, it was this way. So I started here, went this way, and then ended up with this down here. And this will be the outline of another big old flower. So, but I don't know if I can get this close enough and if it'll focus. But these single stitches that kind of step up. And over on here too, that just steps up. That's what I worked on. So it's actually, I think over 200 stitches that I worked on this. It's just all over the place, which is really kind of tough to tell in a piece like this when I have its full coverage. I have so much of it done already, but oh my gosh, this really looks interesting from back here because the blue really pops. And, oh, that just means this yellow is really going to pop once I get the rest of the full coverage in around it. I am so excited for that. So I am currently on track. As long as I work enough of this in February, I will be on track to get this done by quarter's end, because this was a Christmas gift, and I had misjudged the size, and yeah, but the recipient has seen it and he's totally fine with it, which is great. I appreciate you. And this is going to be fantastic. I can't wait to fully finish this. So I want this done as soon as possible. I have about 6,500 more stitches. If I can get it done in February, I will, but we will see. I have so many things I want to do in February, but I'll talk about that in a moment. And then I also have my Year in the Woods project by Cottage Garden Samplings. And January one was the fox. So this is what I was working on. In my grand delusion, I guess, is what I really wanted to do was finish this. But I had so many other things that I was doing, not only in the cross stitch, but also I'm editing a manuscript. I still have a full-time job. And I have other hobbies too, like I read and stuff. So I didn't get as much done on this as I wanted, but I did start the outline right here. Oh, it looks so good. I love it. I would have had more done, except I had to completely frog this part because I was missing like 3 stitches and this little poof right here, or spot, completely missing that. And so it was a little bit truncated and I needed to fix it. So now I've got a lot more orts in my ort jar. But I really, really love it. I think this will definitely be super useful for when I come back to this and start working on it again. And I did on my WIPGO board, I did build in some catch-up days or catch-up numbers for this. So I'm excited about that. This one will be probably the first one that I'll do since it is in January. And next year, I would really love to start putting up the completed ones. I don't think I will get any of these done this year, but at least I can start them all. That's 12 new starts. That would definitely help with the 25 starts in 25. And because I'm going to hit that no problem, probably more than that actually this year. But I will be finishing some, don't you worry. But anyways, this is my fox. I love my fox. Absolutely gorgeous. And this is going to be just, oh, it's so beautiful once I get the body all filled in and everything. And then plus all the spattering you know, the snowflakes and the other things in the background, the house. But I love it. I'm going to put this one away, and I'll probably upgrade it to a bigger bag too, because I just want to include all of them in the same bag. I think that would be easiest, probably. But moving on to my next little bit. So February, keeping in with the year in the woods, I am going to work on Cottage Garden Samplings #2, the Swan. This is so beautiful. I love it. Like the pine cones, even the different color variations in here. Now I am using straight up DMC. It's I know that there are some specialty flosses in these. But I'm just going to use DMC, and which is, you know, solid. They have solid colors. I'm fine with that. I think they're beautiful, and I think this will be beautiful too. And, you know, it's just more on the theme. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Winter Mix by Bestitch Me, 18 count. This is the other half of what the fox is on. So I will use this. And for my swans, I think it's so cute, and I think it's really sweet that there's 2 of them, and they're like nuzzling, and it kind of sort of looks like a heart, which makes sense for February. It's so cute. I love it. So I will be working on this when it comes up, because I did make a new board, a February Roll the Dice board. I wanted to thank everyone so much for your feedback regarding, you know, if you like the vlog style or what I'm doing right now. And I've got mixed results. So I'm like, well, I'm just going to keep on keeping on. I really like rolling the dice, so I'm going to do that. So Adelaide, who has a YouTube channel, Adelaide Stitches, I believe. And if that's not wrong, I'll correct it. Or if that's not right, I'll correct it up here. But Adelaide has decided to do this thing for February, which is called, I wrote down, called 14 Days of Valentine Stitching, where every single day from now through Valentine's Day, so it's 14 days where you stitch and then you upload a video every single day. If I can get this video out today, I'm going to try it. Now, for the 14 Days of Valentine Stitching is, I think what you're supposed to do is you have like a main Valentine project, and then you roll the dice or spin the wheel, or, you know, have other Valentine's Day projects that you can do. So I've actually written down my new dice list, and I have a lot of them, or at least half of them, that are Valentine's projects. But the other half are just things that I want and or need to do. Like, for instance, my Art Nouveau train is on there. My stocking, Santa's truck stocking, that's something I want to work continuously this year because I want to get it done before Christmas. And, you know, my 2 Whipco pieces are on there. And so I've got 12 things. Here they are. If you want to see, like up here is just January, so don't mind that. So if you want to screenshot and read it, or pause and read it, you can. It does show my 2 Whipcos as well, #7 and #8, which I have. #7 was Leshy, Guardian of the Woods Leshy by the Witchy Stitcher, which would be a new start. And then #8 was Forest Friends Stitch Along by TinyModernist. I actually have half of that done. That was from, that was a Patreon Stitch Along from last year in June, I think. And so I'm really excited about it for sure. That was one of those pieces I was going to pull out anyways come spring. But now I get to work on it sooner, so I'm very excited to put another 500 stitches in it. That'll be good. So yay, so those 2 are my Whipco pieces. I also included my Stitch for Pride on there because I do have February's now. I'm still doing a lot of the reading on that because that really helps me decide my floss colors of what I'm going to do. So I'm still ruminating on that. And of course I have my heart sampler on there. So if I do over the next couple days before the 4th, if I do end up rolling heart sampler, I will start heart sampler early. It's fine. It's totally fine with it. And then I have my swans on there from the Year in the Woods, as well as Descants, which is the HAED Stitch Along, artwork by Stephanie Law, charted by Michele Sayetta. So I'm hoping that those will come up as well. I am also planning on designating a couple of days for big projects. For instance, Sundays, which is not what I have, is not currently on that list. Sundays, I plan to stitch on Ragnarok because I really want to focus on that as well. And then I need to have a focus day for Descants too. I haven't decided. I haven't decided on what day that is yet, so I need to figure it out by the end of tomorrow. I've decided that is my thing. Mondays would be a really good day, so it may end up being Mondays. But at least 2 days to work on those two things, because I really need to start working on Descants so that way I can get my 6 pages done before the end of the year. And if I can get that done, sooner rather than later, I will take that for sure. But I am having fun with it, and I want to pick that back up. I haven't stitched on it since the 15th though, so that needs to happen. But anyways, so those are a couple of my big projects, and then of course my my heart sampler that I'll be starting on the 4th. I'll probably spend most of the 4th on that, and then kind of go from there. And I would like to spend at least once a week on that as well. So I'll probably end up picking a different night for that one. So we'll see what that one will end up being. Maybe that might be a Wednesday. We'll see. We'll see. But I am really excited. Let's go ahead and roll the dice and figure out what. Oh, wait. I'm getting ahead of myself. So for the 14 days of Valentine stitching, we have a main project. So Adelaide is doing the Valentine Terrarium by TinyModernist. It's so cute. I happen to already have that pattern, so I'm going to do that with her. So that will be my main 14 days Valentine focus. It's also on my list as well. So if it gets rolled, I'll probably just roll again because that's going to be my focus. And I may actually switch that one out unless I don't get done. So right now through the 14th, that one is going to be a roll again, because I am going to be focusing and working on that probably a little bit every day. Adelaide had worked out that it was 202 stitches a day for it to be done on the 14th. So that's really exciting. Thank you for doing the math for me, and we get to do it together. It's going to be great. And she's also in my full coverage Stitch to the Moon group. So yeah, it'll be so fun. But now let me go ahead and roll the dice, and let's see what my secondary project will be after I get done with my 202 stitches of the terrarium. I am so excited for this. Let's go ahead and see which pattern that we are going to stitch to supplement our Valentine Terrarium. So exciting. I've got a D12 here. Bear in mind, some of these may be Valentine patterns, some may not. Let's find out. And we have, it appears to be a number 9. Yep, number 9. We got the little tick mark underneath. So I will take a look at my list and let's see what pattern do we need to do. I can't believe it. This is so cool. So my first roll of my D12, which I don't really roll D12s that often, so I'm super excited for it. Using one of my pretty sets of dice. And I get my Art Nouveau train by Stitching Land. So yay! I will work on this. This is what it looks like now. And I'll probably focus more on maybe either this brown color to kind of get this flower out, or maybe focus on getting some more colors filled in around in the border, just because it's a little bit more difficult unless I move the hoop to do it. Well, we'll see how I feel about it. But yeah, I'm very excited to be working on this, and that'll just help me get those 6,500 stitches done sooner. So yay! But that's what I have here for you today. I will be back tomorrow for day 2 of the 14 days of Valentine. That one may be a much shorter video just because it's every day, so I won't have as much progress to show. But yeah, I think it'll be fun. As always, thank you so much for liking, commenting, and subscribing. The engagement really does help out the channel, and it lets me know, let me know what you're doing because I love hearing about that. I love talking with, people in the community. Thank you so much for being here. Y'all are absolutely amazing. And just remember, my cottage is always open. Happy stitching, everyone.